Sorry about that noise. Let's check some fuses. That fuse is blown. That is a defog. Let's check all the PCM fuses. I believe they're right over in this area. All right, that one's dead. That looks like that's PCM1. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. This glare is killing me. So there's a blown fuse right there. Let's pop one in there. I don't think I have any more fuses. I need to go to the junkyard. Yeah, that's definitely blown. So if it only lights up on one side, the fuse is blown. Let me rob a fuse. I'm gonna rob a fuse. Let's rob the front park light fuse. Yeah, we're gonna rob that one. All right, so let's check it again. Voltage and voltage. Okay. Let's see if the check engine light is on, and it is on now. All right, it started up. So we're gonna have to find out why that fuse is blowing. And she says she does have another issue with a transmission not wanting to shift. So we have two problems we're gonna try to solve today. Let's get it. All right, guys, we got, man, we had like 13 codes in the engine computer so far. So we got one fault code in BCM. Everything else looks pretty good. One fault code in the air conditioning, not worried about that. So, yeah. Oh, man, just stepped on the gasoline, but act like I want to die. Oh, shit. Act like I wanted to die, y'all. Let's see. Sounds like a fuel pump right there, don't it? I don't know. Let's we're 81%. We got a little bit longer to go. We'll get to that later. All right, we got mass airflow sensor. We got misfires. We got EVAP system. We got a generator. There's that 662. Remember we did that video the other day? The 662 generator F terminal circuit. Are we charging? No, it don't look like we're charging either. So it looks like we're going to be testing an alternator. This has got all kinds of problems. This shift solenoid transmission, shift 1, 2, 2 and 3, and 3 and 2, shift solenoids, torque converter. Oh gosh, we've got all kinds of bad codes in here. Lost communication with the throttle body, with the throttle actuator. I'm not worried about the rest of these codes. And we're going to clear the codes. All right, let's clear them out of there. Wait, what was that I just saw? Lost communication with the throttle actuator. Let's clear them out. Just kind of stumbling when I did that. Okay. Let's read codes again. Okay. We still have the transmission hard code, torque converter. Okay. Engine oil pressure. Yes, the oil pressure light is not working. but I do have throttle response now. Sometimes just clearing a code will, you know, get everything running right again. Temporarily, maybe. I think we're going to start with the transmission, guys. I know we got to find that, why that fuse keeps blowing on that PCM1. I know we do, but I think I want to start with the transmission, and we'll get to that later. There could be a lot of possible causes for this, you know, bad PCM, bad wiring harness, which, you know, this engine was just replaced not long ago, because I remember she called me and I fixed something for her, and I said you need to get that wiring harness checked because it looked like it looked really bad. I'll show you in a little while. I haven't been under the vehicle in a while, so it'll be new for me too. So I think I'm going to start with that. Let's look up these codes: 740, 785, and 2661. Okay, we'll look up those codes. We'll get the wiring schematic, and we'll start doing that. Anyways, we'll start looking around for bad wires. And we have the shift 3 and 2, 785, 740, yep, and 26. All right, so let's focus on these right here for right now. Let's get it. Okay, there's my IGN-O fuse 10 amp. Okay, straight through, all the way over. And it feeds. I'm sorry. And it feeds all that. Here's that wire right there, coming from over there. And it feeds, that fuse feeds all of those solenoids. So yeah, it's not going to shift unless we get power coming from the ignition switch. Let's check the white wire. All right, it looks like if my camera dirty again? All right, it looks like that fuse right there, the ignition DO fuse, I believe that one's in the inside fuse box. That should power up. That should power up the solenoid 2 and 3 right there, the red wire. I think, if I remember right, I remember seeing it in here before on another vehicle. There it is, right there, the one in the middle. Right there is the fuse. Let's check it. It's a 10 amp fuse. So where are you at now? I forgot where it was. Where are you at, man? Where are you at? It looks like you're going to be somewhere. This fuse box is kind of backwards. So I should have 4 fuses together and 3 across. 4 fuses together and 3 across, huh? I don't see that on this box. It's kind of crazy. Here it is right there. Let's look for some relays. It's a lock. Man, I don't know. This is 25 amp CB light doors. I mean left door. There's a breaker over here I can possibly locate on here. It's probably, yeah, that's the breaker right there. So actually it goes like that. This is how it sits. So it's gonna be, where are you at now? Lost it again, guys. I lost it again. Where are you at? Okay, so that's that. So 1, 2, 3, there it is right there. It's going to be the second 10 amp fuse right here. Yep. What was that? Yeah, 0.054. Let's check the other side. All right, same thing on that side. Yeah, let me pull that fuse out, and we don't have 12 volts going in there. It's probably why it won't shift, huh? Let me pull it out. Okay. It's got a little hot in there, didn't it? Look at all that. Let's check voltage on one side while it's out. And I have no voltage going in there. I have no voltage. You guys see that, right? Alright, it looks like that fuse powers up 1 and 2, 2 and 3, and the pressure, all these codes were on the scan tool. TCC and 3 and 2. So we don't have any voltage going to any of those. So yeah, it's not going to shift. So we need to find out why we don't have voltage right there. So let's get back up here. Actually, we need to go further than that. Since we have no power going in here, back up here, we have to find out why we don't have power. It's not going through either side of the fuse. Yeah, it doesn't have power going on the other side of the fuse. Let me get the power distribution schematic. Power and ground distribution. It comes from the ignition switch and it goes down the ignition O fuse, 10 amp right there. Let's check the TBC ignition O fuse, 10 amp. I just did that, didn't I? Sometimes these schematics can piss me off. That door's pissing me off now. Everything is pissing me off these days. Chill out, Hayes, chill out. That's, yeah, it's the TBC ignition 0 fuse right there. That's what I'm looking at right there. So ignition O fuse, they're two different fuses. There it is, I'm sorry. Right there, I'm sorry, I'm blind. There it is right there. So let's check that fuse. Because that's the fuse we're looking for. Oh, we're not looking for the TBC ignition. We're looking for the ignition O. And I got the wrong one. So it looks like it's going to be the one next to it to the left. Shut up, dinger. So it looks like it's going to be this one right there. Watch me have power. Nope, I still don't have power. I still don't have power there. I'm not getting power to that side of the fuse or that fuse. Guys, I pulled the panel off, and I pulled that off because I want to get to that white wire coming from the ignition switch. Coming from the ignition switch right there. See that? It goes down to that white wire. So we should have voltage when it's in run or start. Nope, I do not have voltage there. I do not have voltage there either. coming from my, could I have an ignition switch problem? Could I have an ignition switch problem? Is that the only white wire? Yeah, that's the only white wire. And I have no voltage on those fuses. So let me grab a test light and I'll power up that. I'll give that 12 volts and see if it comes out of the fuse. See if it comes out of the fuse. Let's do that. So let's test it. I have it grounded to this metal right there. See if I have voltage. I do not have voltage there, but it does light up on my other feed. Okay, so the white wires, no voltage coming out of that. So now I'm just going to put this over here and I'm just going to barely touch the fuse area, and I'll go around here. Actually, I'm just going to put it on the side of it, stick it on the side so it won't open up those connectors. That would be a bad thing. I'm gonna come over here, and you know I can supply voltage. Look at the spark. So I can supply voltage with this power probe. So I'm going to see if this light lights up when I give it voltage. It does not light up there on that one. Let's try the other white wire. I hear something clicking down there though. So I don't have any voltage getting to this, I don't have any voltage coming out. I might be on the wrong, one. That might be it. Okay, now I'm thinking it's gonna light up now. Yep. You guys hear that clicking? Every time I give it voltage. Guys, I think I have a bad ignition switch. Pretty sure. I should have voltage coming out of that. I'm giving it voltage. Light is lighting up on that fuse. It's probably lighting up on the other fuse too. I don't know. We'll see. Ah, come on, baby. Yep, and it is. It's lighting up on that fuse too. I'm gonna pop a new ignition switch in here. Alright, I got another ignition switch. Sorry about the cigarette. Fucking cigarettes, I can't stand them. Alright, we got an ignition switch. I'm gonna feel like an idiot if it doesn't fix it. It's gotta work. It ain't got no choice but to work. So all I'm gonna do is unplug it and plug this one in, and then we'll check voltage at the fuse to make the video a little bit faster. All right, I'm just gonna plug it up. Just gonna plug it up. My camera's dirty, I'm so sorry. All right, you can just flip the switch. Okay, now I'm gonna come around here and see if I have voltage coming out of this pin. There it is, right there. There it is. It should have voltage here too. Voltage here too. Transmission issue is fixed. Transmission shift problem is fixed. Diagrams, man. Yeah, you need some schematics. You can't do all this work without schematics. It's gonna make your life a lot easier, guys. So just get schematics, man. Get all data, Mitchell, plenty other programs out there that you can get, and get it. So let's get to the why that fuse is blowing out there. I don't know. I don't think it's related. It's possible. I don't know if it's possible or not. We're going to research that. Guys, ignition switch is still hanging. Let's take this thing for a drive. Alright, it kicked in smooth on first. Alright, I got good first gear. Come on, baby, shift for me. Hey, shifting. Alright, just shifting the third. Alright, good, man. Good, man. No check engine light. There should be, because we do have EVAP codes, but it might take a minute on that for it to generate a light. I don't know. It might take a minute. I've seen it before. It's got to go through so many cycles, probably. Okay, here we go. There's two. There's three. Alright guys, looks like that's going to be a fix on that. We're going to end up driving this around a little bit. I'll check the schematic and we'll see if that PCM1 fuse, I'm sure it is connected to the ignition switch. It may be an ignition switch problem altogether. I don't know, but everything seems to be running fine on it. I have no oil pressure. I'm gonna have to talk to her about that. Maybe we can get that fixed up for her. And the fuel gauge looks like it's on E. I'm not gonna drive it no more. It might be on E. I might have to get some gas in this if I drive this thing around. I will have to get gas. Not a real big deal. Just bill it back to the customer. Not an issue. I never take money up front. I never take money up front. I buy the parts. I do everything I have to do. It'll be documented on the ERO. And they pay me when the job is done. There's only been once or twice in 11, 12, 13 years that they didn't want to pay. But if that should ever happen, guys, and if it's at your place or that their place, just take the parts off. Take the parts off you just bought and wash your hands. Is what I would do. I'm taking parts off. I bought these parts. If you got a problem, you can call 50, but you try not to deal with shady people. And another little tip, and not to get the youngsters pissed off, but if you're not 25 years or older, Hayes ain't working for you. I work for your mom and dad, but I'm not working for kids. I don't do it. I don't do it because they act up. Well, some kids I do. Some kids I do, but majority of them, I'm not gonna work for the kids. You gotta be at least 23, 25 and got a good head on your shoulder, got a job, or I'm probably not gonna work for you. It's just the way I do things. This is my decision. I'm not saying that you have to do it, but you run into less problems dealing with some of these knuckleheaded kids. I'm just saying, save yourself a headache. Okay guys, let's that's fixed. So I'm gonna put this ignition switch back together again, and we're gonna drive around a while and see if we can get that fuse to blow. No, I was gonna look up that schematic. Let's look up the schematic for it was a PCM1 fuse. I'm on a test drive and it shifts sometimes and sometimes it just doesn't. I think she told me she had some kind of transmission issue before, but it always shifted. And I see it's shifting, but sometimes it doesn't want to shift. I think she just drove it for too long and low gear. She might have just messed up the transmission now, but it's shifting. We're gonna go back there and we're gonna get back to the spot, and we're gonna pull codes, see if we've got any other crazy transmission codes. So yeah, unfortunately. It feels like it's slipping. Let's get the scan tool back on it. All right, I just went back to the back, and I can operate the purge valve and the vent valve with my scan tool. It's not clicking. I didn't check for voltages back there. I did check for voltages on the purge valve, which is right here. So I do have my voltage, and my other wire does not have a good ground. I was gonna say, look at that shit. Okay, so you know, I can't see it shorting out or anything like that, but you know, it's broken right there, obviously. I didn't even check the wires. I just said, you know, I got my test light and I just probed it. I didn't even look at the wire until just now. So she's going to need a plug for that. Okay, so I'll take care of that. The vent valve is not actuating when I turn it on and off. It's supposed to click. It's not clicking. So these are pretty common on these trucks to go bad. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fix up this stuff. Put the ignition switch back in there. On this one, and yeah, I'm gonna call her up and I'm gonna say, come and pick it up, and we're gonna see if that PCM fuse blows again. The only thing that's on that line on PCM is the computer, the vent valve, and the vent valve, the purge valve, and the PCM. All right, now here's everything that's connected to the PCM. One fuse right there. That's everything. Yeah, the engine computer, intake air temperature, and the EVAP canister purge solenoid, which is unplugged now because it needs a new harness that I haven't got yet. So we're just gonna let her drive it home, and we're gonna, you know, keep touching base, and hopefully it won't blow again. But if it does, we're going to get back. This will be round 2 on this job. I guess I could check. It's not blowing all the time. I already drove it 5 miles. It didn't blow on me. So I think, guys, I might play it this way, and hopefully she'll get lucky and I don't have to charge her anymore. So I think I'm just gonna try to help her out a little bit on this one.